Welcome to Right Side Trading, where you can learn how to trade on the right side with confidence. Today is August 9, 2016, and I want to give you another feature stock review. Before we do so, I do want to direct your attention to the bottom of our website, where we have our risk and disclosure page. I want to highlight your attention to this, which says our products and services are provided solely for educational purposes only. Our written and verbal statements, including those provided on our website by our staff members, individual testimonials, affiliates, and clients, are personal judgments and should be regarded as such. These written and verbal statements do not constitute investment advice. The government does want us to let you know that we are not professional licensed financial advisors, so before you make any trading or investment decisions, please make sure that you consult the advice of a professional licensed financial advisor. All right? Okay, so what is the featured stock for this month? And that is the stock called Apple. All right, Apple is on our featured stock. We are in this stock, and I wanted to highlight certain things that are just making it a win-win-win situation in our opinion, and we'll see how that plays out. I know a lot of people are looking at fundamentals. We only look at technical analysis, and there's a lot of people that are talking about Apple doesn't have any good products, even though the earnings went up, it wasn't good earnings, so forth and so forth, and why they don't believe that this stock should go up or not. But here's the thing that I want to say. The first thing is, if I draw this line right here, okay, technical analysis shows that when Apple came down to this line, that was the bottom. It bounced back up. When Apple came to this line right here, that was the bottom. And we are saying that now is the time to get into Apple. If you wanted to be the guy who got into Apple somewhere around here and made all this profits up here, or be in the Apple when it was down here and made all this profit right here, this is where you need to be in. Unfortunately, there's a lot of stories, there's a lot of people talking about, oh, this is not the time to get in. And sadly enough, it's not until Apple goes up higher and is reaching the top that people's like, oh, I should have been into Apple. So we're here to say, 2016 is saying, now is the time to be in Apple, okay? If you go back, you can see also, people would have wished that they were in Apple, say, when Apple was somewhere down over here. They would have wished that they were in Apple and taken part of that while it was down there. So there's a couple of things that we wanted to highlight, and that is this. Let me zoom out just a second. And what I want to do is, if you just add on one simple indicator, and that is the stochastic. And all I want you to do is just pay attention to every time Apple's stochastic on the monthly chart was at that bottom, okay, and beginning to go higher, okay. Just those areas where it was at the bottom and ready to go higher. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cases in the past where it was at the bottom of the stochastic and ready to go higher. What ends up happening after that? We can all see that Apple went from, say, right here, let's do this real quick. From that bottom to that top right there, Apple went on a rampage for about 500% return in about 26 months. The next line that we see is when Apple got somewhere down here, okay? Now, this one wasn't that much, but even still, we can see Apple going up 60%, 69, 70% in about 7 months, all right? Then the next time it did that again was when it was down over here, all right? And all I'm trying to show you is that, this is the time that you get into these stocks with the lowest risk possible. In this case, Apple went up about 2,178% in about 56 months, okay? So that's short of 5 years, 4 months short of 5 years. So that was 4 years and 8 months that it went, and you would have made a return of 2,100 and, that's over 500% return per year just by being in at the bottom. And we talked about just being at the bottom. In 2009, when the market came all the way down, again, stochastic was at the bottom, and look at what ended up happening was that Apple went from there all the way to this top right here of 600% in 43 months, okay? Then in 2013, Apple dropped big, very big from at the time before the stock split at $700. It came all the way down over here. Same thing, Apple was at the bottom. You could have got into Apple and rolled this thing up for another 100% return in 12 months. I remember when I first started looking into Apple was around this area, and even my cousin was saying, oh, don't invest in Apple. Nothing good is happening to Apple right now. This, that. And what ends up happening is this is what happened. And I actually listened to him then because I didn't know what I know now. All right. So now here we are, and I'm saying here is a low risk, high profit probability trade to get into Apple now. But the same talks is happening again. Oh, they don't have good products. Oh, the market is not conducive for this. Oh, this and all that. All right. But wait a few more years when Apple gets way up there and go higher, and then they'll say, oh, I wish I had got into Apple when it was down here. So the whole point is learning to trade on the right side. This is the right side. Worst case scenario, Apple comes all the way down here. You take a loss, okay? Say Apple comes and it goes down here. You lose 18%. How would you be willing to risk 18% for 100% to about 2,000% return, okay? That to me is a low-risk opportunity. I'm risking 18% on the stock to make anywhere between 100 to 2,000% return. That's a no-brainer. And I'll leave you with this as well. You know, here is a support when Stochastic is telling us that Apple is at the bottom. And if you even look over here, Apple has been bouncing at this support and now finally ready to take off. So you always want to be on the right side of the chart. You want to be on the right side of the trade. And Apple right now is telling you that it is time to be on the right side. So as always, remember to trade on the right side with confidence.